The next time you pull your SUV into a gas station, take a moment to think. The biggest threat to your vehicle does not begin when fuel starts flowing into your tank. It starts way before that. Everyday habits, the kind SUV owners perform on autopilot, are silently wrecking fuel systems, throwing off sensors, and in some situations, creating fire hazards your dashboard will never warn you about. And the last error on this list could potentially save you thousands in repairs or prevent a dangerous incident at the pump. Watch until the very end, because the vast majority of SUV drivers have no idea they are making this mistake. Let's dive into a mistake that is hidden within an action you do without even thinking about it. Mistake number 15. Returning to your SUV cabin while fuel is still pumping. You engage the pump latch, walk away, climb back into your SUV driver's seat to escape the cold or check your phone, then hop back out and grab the metal nozzle while fuel is still flowing. From a mechanical standpoint, nothing happened to your fuel system. But electrically, everything changed. United States fuel dispensers are engineered with bonding and grounding systems. The entire apparatus is connected to safely discharge static electricity generated as fuel rushes through at high velocity. When you begin fueling and maintain contact with the nozzle, your body becomes part of that grounded circuit. Grounding keeps that circuit safe when you stay connected to the nozzle. The second you release your grip and slide across your SUV's synthetic seats, your body accumulates static charge. You have transformed yourself into an ungrounded capacitor carrying thousands of volts. SUV seats, with their larger fabric surface area, generate more static than smaller vehicles. The filler neck is precisely where gasoline vapor concentrates. Around an open filler, there is frequently an ideal mixture that can ignite from the tiniest spark. This is why United States fire safety regulations caution against re-entering your vehicle during refueling. Filler locations are especially risky. When these fires occur, they escalate rapidly. Vapors catch flame, fire can race up the side of the vehicle, and drivers instinctively pull the nozzle out, spraying burning fuel everywhere. If you must return to your SUV, always touch metal on the vehicle away from the filler before you touch the nozzle again. Touching metal will safely dissipate any static charge and protect you from a dangerous spark. Mistake number 14. Filling a portable gas container in your SUV. Cargo area. You are purchasing fuel for a lawnmower or generator. You place the plastic container in your SUV cargo area and begin filling. It seems practical. In truth, it is among the most hazardous things people do at gas stations. Most portable fuel containers are made of high-density polyethylene, an excellent electrical insulator. As fuel splashes in, static charge builds on both the liquid and the interior surface. When the container sits on carpet, a rubber mat, or a plastic liner, which are common in SUV cargo areas, the container is completely isolated from ground. When the voltage difference becomes large enough, a spark can jump at the container rim where fuel vapor concentrates. Accident investigations show the same pattern: plastic container, insulated surface, dry weather, ignition at the opening. The proper technique is simple. Remove the container from your SUV, set it on the ground, and keep the nozzle touching the container throughout the entire fill. Mistake number 13. Continuing to add fuel after the pump shuts off. The nozzle clicks off. Your tank is full. You squeeze again to reach a round dollar figure. On contemporary sport, utility vehicles with sealed evaporative emission systems, this directly undermines how the system was designed. The charcoal canister stores fuel vapor not liquid gasoline. When you force additional fuel after the initial click, liquid backs up into vent lines leading to the charcoal canister. Once that charcoal absorbs liquid fuel, it stops filtering vapor and functions like a saturated sponge. The consequences include pumps constantly shutting off during refueling, fuel gurgling back out, powerful odors, and eventually a check engine light. Replacing a saturated canister and related components typically costs $350 to $1,100 for sport utility vehicles. The solution is stop at the first click. Before we proceed, make sure you are subscribed. We are dedicated to helping your engine last longer and keeping repairs affordable. Mistake number 12. Pumping gas immediately after a tanker delivery. You might pull in while the tanker truck is offloading or just minutes after it departs. Those enormous flow rates abditate underground tanks, stirring sediment, rust particles, and water into suspension. A disturbed tank temporarily transforms the entire volume into a debris mixture. That contamination reaches your fuel filter sooner than anticipated. The pump works harder, and particles migrate toward injector screens. Spray patterns deteriorate, and misfires become probable. If you observe a tanker present, or if the fill covers are still damp, wait 20 to 30 minutes or come back later. Clean fuel begins with settled tanks. Mistake number 11. Habitually running your tank nearly empty. You stretch it another day with the warning light illuminated. On most contemporary SUVs, the fuel pump is an electric unit inside the tank. It depends on fuel for cooling and lubrication. When fuel levels drop very low, more of the pump is exposed to hot vapor instead of liquid. Repeatedly driving this way causes overheating and shortens pump life. SUVs used for towing place extra demands on fuel pumps, making this habit even more damaging. At low levels, the pump also draws fuel from where sediment concentrates. Refueling around a quarter tank keeps the pump cool and away from debris. Mistake number 10. Keeping the engine running while refueling. You keep the engine idling so the cabin stays comfortable. This is especially tempting in sport utility vehicles with passengers waiting. In reality, you are refueling with every ignition and electrical system fully energized. An idling engine means ignition coils firing thousands of times per minute. The alternator generates current. Electric fans can activate without warning, occasionally producing electrical arcs. The exhaust system is hot. Gasoline vapor is denser than air. It drifts, sinks, and pools around the filler neck and beneath the vehicle. United States safety codes are written for that one moment when everything aligns dangerously. With the engine running, the evaporative emission system is active, and the engine computer expects fuel level changes only from driving. Some sport utility vehicles detect refueling with the engine on, others become confused, corrupting fuel trims. Switch the engine off. Mistake number 9. Pouring old gasoline into your tank. You discover a fuel container that has been sitting for months. Instead of disposing of it correctly, you pour the contents into your SUV. Fresh gasoline is a precisely engineered blend, balanced for emissions and performance. Over time, oxidation begins, gums form, volatile components evaporate, and octane drops. Ethanol-blended fuels absorb moisture. Stale gasoline can lose 3 to 4 octane points. When you pour that container into your tank, especially the last contaminated ounces, you send the worst part into your fuel system. The knock sensor intervenes, timing retards, and the vehicle feels sluggish. Meanwhile, oxidation byproducts coat injectors and valves. Old gasoline should go to municipal disposal facilities, not your tank. Mistake number 8. Always choosing the cheapest, least trafficked pump. You search for the rock-bottom price station or the solitary pump without a queue. Underground tanks accumulate water and sediment over time. Microbial growth can develop at the fuel-water boundary. High-volume stations constantly cycle fuel, so contaminants are diluted or detected early. Low-volume stations may hold the same batch much longer, allowing water to settle and microorganisms to proliferate. Contaminated fuel manifests as rough idle, hesitation, and poor combustion. Fuel filters clog early. In severe cases, SUV drivers experience stalling or no-start conditions. Seek stations with visible turnover and solid reputation. Mistake number 7. Using random containers instead of approved fuel cans. You grab whatever container is nearby to transport fuel. Approved containers are constructed from materials engineered to resist gasoline solvents. Thin water bottles, soda bottles, or cheap jugs soften, swell, or become brittle when exposed to gasoline, leaching plasticizers and microscopic fragments. Those particles migrate to your fuel filter. Finer debris reaches injectors and high-pressure pumps operating at extreme precision. The result is clogged filters, strained pumps, and fouled injectors. One proper certified fuel container eliminates this entire risk category. Mistake number 6. Adding fuel additives before filling up. You pour injector cleaner into a nearly empty tank, then pump fuel at full speed. Additives are formulated to dilute gradually in a full tank. Pouring them into an almost empty tank creates a highly concentrated mixture. Droplets can migrate toward the evaporative emissions vent path, loading the charcoal canister with chemicals it was not designed to absorb. Heavy dosing also reduces fuel lubricity, increasing wear on fuel pumps. One bottle is intended for one full tank, not a nearly dry tank. Mistake number 5. Disregarding fuel-grade specifications. Many SUV drivers use cheaper regular fuel in engines calibrated for premium, or they run high ethanol blends in vehicles not designed for them. High compression engines and turbocharged powertrains, common in modern SUVs, are engineered around specific octane assumptions. If you provide less octane than required, engine knock begins. The engine computer retards timing, the vehicle feels weaker, and fuel economy suffers. That extra heat raises exhaust temperatures and places thermal stress on turbochargers and catalytic converters. Over tens of thousands of miles, heat accelerates component aging. Use the fuel grade specified by the manufacturer. Mistake number 4. Modifying the gas cap or filler neck to fix slow filling. You are frustrated by constant clicking, so you drill a hole in the cap or remove a rollover valve. Initially, it feels like victory. Refueling depends on a controlled balance between incoming fuel and outgoing vapor through the evap system. Bypassing it vents raw vapor, triggers leak codes, and exposes the tank to moisture and debris. The proper fix is repairing the vent solenoid or the failed canister, not defeating the emissions system. Mistake number 3. Opening the gas cap with mud packed around it. SUV owners are particularly prone to this. The area around your fuel door is caked with dried mud, road salt, or off-road dust. You twist the cap open and dirt falls into the filler. Fine sand and silt ride along with fuel into the tank. Modern fuel filters trap particles measured in microns because injector tolerances are extremely tight. Abrasive particles erode pump vanes and injector components over time. 5 seconds of wiping around the cap can save you hundreds on fuel system repairs and thousands on injectors. Mistake number 2. Ignoring unusual pump behavior and forcing the fill. The pump clicks off repeatedly. flow surges, or stalls. Many SUV drivers blame the station and keep forcing fuel in. The automatic shutoff is a safety system, detecting when vapor disrupts airflow. If the charcoal canister is saturated or vent lines are kinked, pressure builds and trips the nozzle early. When you keep forcing fuel after repeated shutoffs, liquid floods the canister. Activated carbon becomes soaked and degrades. Try another pump first. If multiple pumps behave identically, the problem is your evaporative emissions system. Powering through only makes repairs more expensive. Mistake number 1, failing to properly tighten the gas cap. After refueling, the cap is often left cross-threaded, barely snug, or clicked only once. The EVAP system keeps the tank nearly airtight and performs regular self-tests. If pressure changes too rapidly, the computer logs leak codes. A loose cap allows vapors to escape and humid air to enter. Moisture condenses on metal surfaces, promoting corrosion. Loose caps trigger repeated codes that send owners down expensive diagnostic paths, replacing purge valves and solenoids before someone finally checks the cap. Tighten the cap slowly until it clicks at least 3 times. That sound confirms the seal is locked. You've now corrected your refueling habits, but low-quality gasoline can undo all of it. Some fuel brands quietly destroy pumps, injectors, and catalytic converters. Watch the next video where we reveal the 9 worst gasoline brands in America and the 4 that actually protect your engine.